Hello and welcome to Pardon the Interception, the start of the new season 36, week one, with your hosts, myself, Lee Wood.
Myself, Simon Wood.
Myself, Nick Taylor. And Lee's transformed into the future. I'm going to season ahead, as always.
It is season 35, indeed. I got that wrong. I thought I was saying season 35 all of last season. Right, anyway, let's start off with looking at the GFL, and we now have a resident expert in the GFL after his promotion.
Best league. I think Rich and Richard pulled a fast one there. I'm trying to get an inside man. It's disgusting behaviour, but...
Simon, what jumps out at you here the most, apart from the Hulk scoring 29 points?
Hulk continuing that losing streak is probably, my favourite thing to see. You've then got the Mules winning their game because best team in the GFL. So
Why is that?
That was one to watch. Then you've got the Mustangs and the Saints. That was a pretty good game, to be fair. The rest, the Breakers and the Dreadnoughts was upsetting because the Breakers should lose every game.
Rinrace dominating the Gunslingers was a big result to me.
The Gunslingers are rebuilding, so
okay.
What about the Black
Knights?
Knights?
Not a surprise.
Black Knights lost.
What's that?
The Black Knights lost. They
Oh yeah,
that's
didn't spot that.
Jumps out a little bit at me, but I don't know. Don't know where these teams are at the moment. So
Hard to know, isn't it?
The coach with no name lost as well.
Fair. Week one's a bit boring. Divisional games, you don't learn too much.
some close games, some big scores. 63 points is a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
The old Hawks away as well.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on
We should.
to the Atlantico? Nick, what jumps out here for you?
That I scored points and you scored points.
I mean, I scored points in most of my games last season.
The big one that I was surprised with, partly because we just never know where the Tigers are, but the Tigers beating the Kings in a high-scoring game was a little bit surprising to me. I thought the Kings would have done better in that game.
Meerkat starting their season with a win as well.
Yeah, that's a good result for the Meerkats. Sharks beating the Anacondas. I thought maybe the Sharks would probably be in a little bit more of a rebuild.
The other thing with the Meerkats is Michael did not shortlist for the draft. Said he was turning up and then didn't show up. So I hope all is well with him.
When I spoke to him towards the end of the trade window, I think he had some work come up that he wasn't expecting and had to do some traveling and what have you. So he's struggling with that a little bit. But not too much out of the ordinary, I don't think, really in the A.
One important thing you've missed.
No, Avalanche lost.
Hey, what's Johnny doing with the Avalanche? Come on, Johnny.
Motivation. That's the answer.
You've not got a motivation coach, whatever it's called.
Should we have a look, see if they do? Staff. He does have a motivation coach, yeah.
There you go. Knows what he's doing, you see. But if you can't beat Matt Cooper, why are you even bothering?
Right. Let's go look at the Riveting League. So, first things first. Rivets won. What a surprise.
Big surprise.
Yeah. And
Kel
against their
the
nearest
Breed.
rivals in the division, quite comfortably. Sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
Bay Packers smashing the Titans intrigued me.
Buccaneers beating the Irish.
The Buccaneers are back.
Yeah. Massive loss. It was a massive loss for them.
Royals back.
You had the massive loss,
yeah.
Nick?
I thought the Massive were looking good last season, but then the Sharks are pretty a decent team. So
I can't see any massive losses on here.
that's 37-6. That's a massive loss. 47. That's another
But-
massive loss.
Not if you're coach of the Hulk.
23-14. Massive loss.
Oh dear.
Shadows losing so big is a surprise. Maybe the Shadows had their season a couple of seasons ago and we just didn't realise it.
I mean,
Or a shadow of their former self.
it was against the Super Weasels though.
At home.
Because I'm assuming that they're the Super Weasels from Webster. So
Was there any trips in action?
I was just about to say the same thing. That's one other thing to check. Hornets won, but did Tripson do it? What?
He ran the ball. What's that?
Look at that. 4.6 yards per carry. Boom.
He's a new man.
Best season ever.
But yeah, how did he not get MVP? Disgraceful.
Because Calgary has Showman, probably.
Probably.
And only one touchdown, I guess.
Tripson should have the Showman quality 3 times. Anything else before we move on to the Continental?
Let's have a look at the Continental. Badgers
winning. That's what we are used to seeing in the Continental to a point.
I'm kind of intrigued to know who the Badgers have at running back this season because they seem to suggest they had all sorts of players they could play at running back.
Strong.
Obviously going to be Anguissa and Snow.
Strong Anguissa and Snow.
Strom is dead. Long live the Strom.
Is he dead?
Don't know.
Just don't know.
He's not on any roster.
It's just a sad state of affairs.
Teams are.
He's still on the roster at age 12.
Special teams. He's at least playing at level 2.5 with his XP.
He played kick returner for a bit.
Yeah. Didn't do very well at it.
Special teams. He hasn't even played special teams this season.
So this is disappointing. Just remember
Strom is dead.
No, he's saving it for the playoffs. A Strom is coming.
Keep him on the bench. Ravens Venom. 3-point game. Nearly 100 points scored.
Good game between the Monarchs and Highlanders as well.
Good game.
Only 1 point difference from the score of the other game.
It's a Continental trying to give the Empire a run for its money.
That's a lot of big score. There's a lot of points on the board.
No one wants defenses anymore.
Only 4 teams scored less than 10 points. It's pretty good. Should be an exciting season in the Continental. Lots of close games.
Should be. Bit early to read into things, but
racking up 50 points.
There is one defensive game now for you. The ST Lewis Spartans.
Yeah, only 20 points in that game.
Let's go have a look at the Delta.
Mind you, there's only 2 teams that scored less than 10 points here. Cougars had a close first game of the season.
Lee always picks the 49ers to win the bowl, or at least get to the bowl.
I don't pick them. The mathematical spreadsheet of the joyous of season previews.
But they do now have a winner as a coach, so that might help them along.
Not too many close games though. Lone Star's close with the chaos.
Titans drove me closer than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's a close one.
Do you know what the biggest surprise was?
No. What was the biggest surprise?
That I beat the Cyclones because my team is a crock of shit.
Looks like you beat them fairly comfortably as well.
I know. That's what I'm kind of miffed.
Warriors only beating Enigma by 1 point is minorly concerning.
He's just going full John Wick.
Enigma are all right. Zeppelin still winning. There we go.
Zeppelin with a new coach as well.
Yeah.
Where is the Zeppelin's game?
2019.
Don't think the Monarchs are scoring any points this year, by the way.
I hope whoever the manager of the Monarchs is says challenge accepted to that one.
Oh, he was talking to us at the draft. It's the what used to be the massacre. So it's Paul Nevitt came up from the E.
Yeah.
And
Why would you move from the greatest league to the Delta? I don't get it.
this roster, I think he came up from the E, didn't he? Yeah, it's with the Patriots for the E in the
He
E.
likes bouncing around, doesn't he? Don't you, Paul?
The roster was not the best, is what I was told. He
It's not
reckoned
really
he
a
could
surprise.
Yeah, I know it was worse than I thought.
Well, it's Patrick Owens, Mr. Auto Pick.
Yeah.
Had a team before, so
Okay, I'll take back that there's not many close games. There's quite a few close games here.
This Colt Centurion score being that wide a margin, I think shows either Jeff was drinking or that York's rebuild is really coming into its own.
Do you think Centurions Copperheads in that division? Is that what you think?
Then Centurions Copperheads is gonna be tight. I mean, last season the VSC Beast had the three teams going to the playoffs. It still could happen this year. So I know Jeff did his best to keep his roster alive, but I think it's going to be the Copperheads and the Centurions coming out of that division.
Jeff did the best to keep him alive, but his team, like himself, is creaking at the knees.
It was his back. It was his back he had surgery for, not his knees.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a funny joke. So don't let facts get in the way of comedy, Mr. Wood.
His team, much like Jeff, need a new backbone. Come on.
Okay. No.
Fury seem to be back on top of things.
Fury are back, yeah.
And there's a big game next week, I see. Lone Stars Cougars.
Mm.
And I get to see how terrible my team is because I'm playing Lee.
Jets versus Katanas. You fly over the top.
And the Fury might win this year against all odds.
Going to bring the pain.
Depends on if they get massively injured again. This is actually an interesting game, the Fury Centurions. What does the odds make as it's Centurions game by 2? It's be tight.
Close.
Kendall's excited for this. Anything else before we move on to everyone's favourite league?
Let's have a look at the E.
Bam!
All right. A Bounty losing early. That feels like a big one.
District 12 Strom winning still. Kings kicking butt. Boise.
Thundering Herd. What's happened?
You only ever said the Thundering Herd were guaranteed points. You never said which side of the ball.
That's true. I was very careful with my words on that front. Lions Russians starting out is a first game in the season is a big one. They're now Norfolk Lions.
And I think they had no fucking chance of winning that game. R Cube lost. Boo.
Rangers versus Gamblers.
And the Rogues have moved to Blackfire. They're no longer the Rarotonga Rogues.
Rarotonga.
However,
quite a few changes of places.
In an in-joke between us three and maybe Richard Klein, I can see that Sam's taken over the Gorillas.
Almost all Gorillas. Yeah. There's a Galloway Blue Moon now. So a few changes of places.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was Guildford Tomahawks before, was it?
I do not believe it was.
Does one know where Gomasol is, lad?
He's in Curacao.
Nah, Gomasol, St Yorkshire, lad.
I was going to guess up north somewhere based on the accent.
It's got to be in Yorkshire.
They were the South London Tomahawks until
I like their first name, to be fair.
Kniffin.
We need a history episode where we just go through teams and where they've been and the places they've been.
Oh, we can definitely do something along those lines.
So what you should do is go back to the Big Sky and shame all the idiots that traded with Comrade.
How old is Comrade's team?
We just traded that. Like, he got 8 picks and then traded
Did
them
he?
and traded them and traded them. It's disgusting.
He had like the oldest team in existence before, did he not?
If you go to the trades, like every other trade has the rivets in it.
The average age.
See?
He brought a load more veterans in to keep his team alive. Has he actually got rid of all his picks? Like?
It's creaking at the seams.
No, he has his
He's
season
got an
37 first.
And he's got his season 36 8th. Don't forget that.
Lots of 8s.
Looking at the trades, right? Let's count the number of trades people did with the rivets this off season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So in the next 2 seasons.
Stop keeping him alive.
So he has 1 first and 4 8s in the next 2 seasons. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
But then at the end of the season, you get 8 more
that's
picks.
the 7th.
And he'll trade them again.
First,
Get 8 more picks. They'll trade them
first
again.
to 7th and 4 8s.
Essentially, everyone in the Big Sky, if you do not trade with Conrad for 2 seasons,
His team
you
will
won't have a
die.
team anymore.
Can we have a look at his roster? I want to see some ages.
We are trying to help end the dominance of the rivets, but we need some help. We can't do it on our own.
Oh, look at those running back ages. Whoa. 10 and 7. And the wide receivers.
Just look at the number of players.
7,
in these.
6, 6, 6, 3. Tight ends are 6. Centers 6, 5, and 8. My word.
I've got people with trade next to their name.
If there was ever a mid-season aging report I wanted to look at, it would be for this team.
Minus 92.
Look at those inside linebackers. 9, 8, 9 and 8. Outside linebackers 11, 8, 6, 6. My word.
Be honest with you, I am very tempted to just start calling them the Venice Retirement Home.
Tebow's joined the team as well.
Courtois.
Man, I don't think I've seen a team that's that old before. So they have 2 zeros, 2 3s. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that the
free
next one?
agent, free agent.
Yeah, we keep going up to the top. So they have an age 3 quarterback and an age 3 wide receiver, and everyone else is 4+. Oh no, there's an age 2 quarterback as well.
Who was drafted as well.
Maybe he's playing.
Age 4. Whoop, whoop.
Yep.
Age 4 rookies. Rookies, all of them.
These are like the 4th and 5th youngest players on the team. 4th, 5th, and 6th. 7th. There you go. So you got, and then you've got a returner and a punter. Sorry, we've
I'll be honest. Is it me, or does this just feel like being the youngest player on a Masters team?
Well, there's maybe 10 players at age 4 or less.
Yeah.
That's impressive in itself. Who'd you coach?
Everybody, it seems.
Yeah.
Whoever's not injured. How does he not get many injuries with that many old players? Like, this guy is the hardest working coach in football.
He does have an assistant, Doctor Strange and Doctor Octopus, the classic combination.
He also has a He has a communications director. That's interesting.
He's chasing his talent.
He does also have a Greek god on the roster as well. His wide receiving coach is Zeus.
Conrad.
So,
Conrad lives on.
and a level 1 guy. Quality control goes way down on the old offense.
Yeah, you can whack the oversight on him, and then he becomes level 6.
Woohoo!
He could. This is an entertaining look into the rivets.
Also, these coaches, apart from this guy, all look. This is underpaid.
Yeah. There's a few underpaid there.
Offensive line coach is probably underpaid as well. For
Level
17.
7 paying 8.
Linebacker coach for 16 is pretty good. Like his
9,
secondary coach.
16, 9, 11, 7, 9, 6, 7,
I can tell you.
12.
Stop trading with him and start poaching his coaches.
Coach's motivation coach if you want to go mad as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's another guy that must do a serious job, though. The old motivation coach at Rivets.
Oh, the thing is, from what I understand, they've actually dedicated a stadium to him.
So,
But just out of interest, I want to compare coaches to Tio. Where is he?
With Rin Wraiths or
Yeah,
top right.
oh. The big problem here is he's not added a logo to the helmet. Still.
That's an expensive motivation coach right now.
For a level 3.
Lionheart as the motivation coach has been at the team so long he wants to retire.
He's got two Glasgow Rangers coaches on the roster. Well, Kumar Roof might have left Glasgow Rangers, but Fashion Sakala.
His coaches are really underpaid as well.
Maybe we're just overpaying in the A.
It looks like, to be fair, there's always good deals to be had. Although, to be fair, you've got one that's level 8 and he's only paid 6 MPs. So he probably had a massive level up in aging.
True.
That's the other thing. Like the ones with 1 years might have just leveled up in aging because they weren't that good and then just got a level or 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a couple of meaty coaches, but like he must have gone down. There's no way he paid 9 MPs for level 4. But yeah, interesting look into.
To be fair, he can't have because he got signed this season, though.
What's the aging areas of the? Do we have the average ages for the GFL?
Coaches or players? Because for the coaches, it's a lot higher.
Players.
There's a lot of grey in the coaching.
Well, there was a lot of grey in the coaching, not so much anymore.
Who's the oldest?
You're well up there, Si.
Oh, my team is, yeah.
That is because Simon took over an Andy Bates team, and Andy Bates is an old player specialist.
Could you imagine Comrade leaving the Rivets at the end of the season and someone having to take that over?
Good luck.
Yeah.
No picks and the oldest team in the entire existence of GFL.
Possibly in Gridiron.
Yeah.
Let's actually do that. All right, he was 6 point something, wasn't he?
He was 6.08. He's a long way ahead of everyone.
Yeah, the closest is in the Delta.
I think the GFL must.
Oh no, sorry. Another Rapids for starters.
GFL was a touch older than that, I believe. 6.41 is absurd. Like half a point ahead of the Quake. Man,
it's crazy.
Although the Hulk's starting team age surprises me after last season.
He's done a bunch of trading. He was trying to actually win games and then still lost, which makes it even better.
Thing is if Gary puts himself on the field, that average goes up by about 17.
True that.
But interesting that their roster overall is a lot lower, 3.85.
Yeah. I know he had a lot of picks this season.
It's very yellow. I guess it's a mixture of like very old and very young players. There's a lot of 9s there and a lot of 0s.
Yeah. 0-0-0-0-0-2-8.
0, 7,
Yeah.
2, 9, 1, 9, 10, 1, 8. Nice mixture in the linebackers.
It's definitely close though. All right. Anything else from anybody?
No. It's an entertaining look at the ages of a couple of teams. Week one's always a bit difficult to make any predictions on or anything.
It is,
so.
and sometimes it's good to look under the hood a little bit.
Yeah.
The hood.
Okay then.
Good hood.
And with that, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.